Hello, welcome to Election Night 2020. Today we have the Democratic primaries and we have a lot of candidates in July on the first Democratic debate. All of these candidates were vying to get a spot, many candidates, of which some of whom have now dropped out. We can see that at the beginning, these were all the candidates vying for the Democratic nomination, many candidates. However, now can go. These are the candidates left. We have Joe Biden from Delaware, Amy Klobuchar from Minnesota, Cory Booker from New Jersey, Kirsten Gillibrand from New York, Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts, Beto O'Rourke of Texas, Julian Castro of Texas, Kamala Harris of California, Michael Bennet of Colorado, and John Kerry of the state of Illinois. John Kerry of Massachusetts, Stacey Abrams of Georgia, Andrew Gillum of Florida, and Bernie Sanders of Vermont. So these are the candidates left in the Democratic race for president. We have 13 candidates vying for the nomination. Let's get started. Today's the Iowa caucuses, 41 delegates up for grabs. We can project in a CNN projection, Bernie Sanders will win the Iowa Democratic caucuses. And take a look at the map right now. 15 delegates for Bernie Sanders, 11 for Joe Biden, 8 for Elizabeth Warren, and 7 for Kamala Harris. No other candidate reached 15%, and therefore all other candidates are locked out of this delegate contest. We have breaking news. Julian Castro, John Kerry, Stacey Abrams, Michael Bennet, and Andrew Gillum have all suspended their campaigns. Abrams is suspected to run against Senator David Perdue instead. Today is the day of the New Hampshire primary, so there you see 24 delegates up for grabs. We have a CNN projection, Bernie Sanders, the winner of the New Hampshire Democratic primary. 24 delegates on the line. There you see it. 28 delegates for Bernie Sanders, 16 for Joe Biden, 14 for Elizabeth Warren, and 7 for Kamala Harris. We have breaking news. Cory Booker, Amy Klobuchar, and Kirsten Gillibrand have all suspended their campaigns. This comes after dismal results in Iowa and New Hampshire. And there you see the current delegate map based on all the candidates who have now dropped out. Today is the Nevada caucuses, 36 delegates up for grabs. We have a major projection right now, a CNN key race alert. Nevada goes to Kamala Harris, her first victory in the primary, 36 delegates on the line. Beto O'Rourke coming in a close second, meaning that he's now on the board with delegates. 34 delegates for Bernie Sanders, 22 for Joe Biden, 20 for Kamala Harris, 14 for Elizabeth Warren, 11 for Beto O'Rourke. 54 delegates are on the line tonight in South Carolina. We have a CNN projection. South Carolina goes to Vice President Joe Biden. 54 delegates on the line. Joe Biden, the winner there. We can see on the current delegate map, 42 delegates for Joe Biden, 49 for Bernie Sanders, 39 for Kamala Harris, 14 for Warren, 11 for Beto O'Rourke. Today's Super Tuesday, 1,366 delegates on the line tonight in California, Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, Minnesota, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Massachusetts, and Bernie Sanders' home state of Vermont, along with American Samoa. We have a lot of CNN projections to get to right now. California, 416 delegates on the line. Kamala Harris, the winner in California. In Texas, Beto O'Rourke, the winner of most of their 228 delegates on the line. Beto O'Rourke, the winner in Texas. In Colorado, Bernie Sanders, the winner in the state of Colorado. We have a projection in Oklahoma. CNN projects Oklahoma goes to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. In Minnesota, Bernie Sanders wins the home state of Amy Klobuchar, who is now not in this race. Bernie Sanders wins Minnesota. Tennessee goes to Joe Biden. Tennessee goes to Joe Biden. In Alabama, Joe Biden, the projected winner of their 52 delegates. In Georgia, Joe Biden, the projected winner there. In the state of North Carolina, Joe Biden will win most of their 110 delegates. In the state of Virginia, we have a major projection, 99 delegates. Joe Biden, the projected winner. In the state of Vermont, 16 delegates. Most of those will go to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. And in Massachusetts, Sanders embarrassing his friend Elizabeth Warren in her home state. Massachusetts goes to Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. In the American Samoa, Joe Biden wins 4 out of their 6 delegates. Let's take a look at where the delegate standings are. 474 for Bernie Sanders, 399 for Kamala Harris, 385 for Joe Biden, 200 for Beto O'Rourke, 63 for Elizabeth Warren. Let's keep going. Warren and Beto O'Rourke have now dropped out of the race, and O'Rourke has now endorsed Kamala Harris for president. He's endorsed Kamala Harris. Elizabeth Warren has endorsed Bernie Sanders. This means that, assuming that all of the delegates who were on Elizabeth Warren's team vote for Sanders, of which she has instructed them to do so, that is where Sanders would stand, and then Beto O'Rourke would give his delegates to Kamala Harris. Joe Biden, empty-handed in this round of delegate endorsements. He's falling behind in the race for delegates. Joe Biden, that is. 108 delegates are on the line tonight. Nebraska, Kansas, Louisiana. We have CNN projections right now. Louisiana goes to Kamala Harris. Nebraska, Bernie Sanders is the projected winner in the state of Nebraska. And in the state of Kansas, Bernie Sanders is the projected winner in Kansas. Take a look at where the delegate standings are right now. 627 for Kamala Harris, 590 for Bernie Sanders, 412 for Joe Biden. 13 delegates are on the line tonight in the Democrats abroad. Democrats abroad overwhelmingly voted for Bernie Sanders. Right now, let's take a look at our delegate map. 414 for Biden, 599 for Sanders, 629 for Harris. Let's keep going. 24 delegates are on the line tonight in the state of Maine. We have a CNN projection right now. Maine goes to Bernie Sanders. He will win most of their 24 delegates on the line tonight. 633 for Harris, 615 for Sanders, 418 for Biden. Bernie Sanders is catching up to the front runner right now, Harris. 385 delegates are on the line tonight. We have Idaho, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, Michigan. Now you will probably remember 2 of these states very well, the state of Missouri and the state of Michigan. Missouri was won by Hillary Clinton by a squeaker. She won it by, I think, about 0.5 percentage points, or probably even less than that. But then Michigan was one of the massive upsets of the 2016 election. Michigan primary went to Bernie Sanders, even though he was down 20 points in the polling there. But we will see what this primary night has in store for us. It's another Super Tuesday. We have CNN projections right now. Idaho goes to Bernie Sanders. In Missouri, Bernie Sanders flips this state. Most of their 68 delegates go to Bernie Sanders, and he's done it again. Michigan, 125 delegates on the line. Bernie Sanders, the winner in Michigan. He was down in the polls, but Bernie Sanders wins in Michigan. In Mississippi, Joe Biden, the projected winner, as expected. And in the state of Ohio, Joe Biden will win most of their 136 delegates on the line. We have the delegate map right now. 766 for Sanders, 718 for Kamala Harris, 567 for Vice President Joe Biden. 6 delegates are on the line tonight in the Northern Mariana Islands. We have a CNN projection right now. Northern Mariana Islands, Joe Biden, the projected winner. Take a look at where the delegates currently stand. 768 for Sanders, 718 for Kamala Harris, 571 for Joe Biden. Bernie Sanders is back in the lead. He's the front runner in this Democratic primary. We have another massive Super Tuesday. Arizona, Utah, Illinois, and Florida all on the line tonight. 470 delegates up for grabs tonight. It's Super Tuesday. We have a CNN projection right now. Illinois goes to Bernie Sanders. In the state of Utah, Bernie Sanders is the projected winner there. In Florida, Joe Biden, the projected winner in the state of Florida. And in Arizona, Kamala Harris will win in the state of Arizona. Take a look at where the delegates currently stand. 740 for Biden, 824 for Harris, 963 for Bernie Sanders. If we take a look at our map, let's go through what states are still yet to have primaries. So we have Western Saturday. That's going to encompass Washington, Alaska, Hawaii. We have the final Super Tuesday with Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and New Jersey. We have the Northeast, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Delaware, and Maryland. Then we have primaries all over the place in New York, Wisconsin. Oh no, and New Mexico is also in that last primary, and then DC will be on the last primary day. So let's get after it. So 125 delegates on the line tonight. Washington, Alaska, Hawaii. Let's go. It's Western Saturday on CNN. Bernie Sanders, the winner in Washington, taking most of their 89 delegates. Bernie Sanders wins in the state of Alaska, 14 delegates on the line. Can Sanders make it 3 for 3? And he can. Hawaii, the caucus there goes to Bernie Sanders. Look at where we are right now. Bernie Sanders has a comfortable lead over Harris and Biden at this point in time. Bernie Sanders crossing the 1,000 delegate mark. 77 delegates are on the line tonight in the state of Wisconsin. CNN projects Wisconsin, 77 delegates goes to Bernie Sanders. Look at where we are right now. Now we need to go to the Wyoming caucuses. 13 delegates on the line with a CNN projection. Wyoming goes to Bernie Sanders. Take a look at where we are right now. 1,102 delegates for Bernie Sanders, 857 for Kamala Harris, 783 for Joe Biden. Tonight, it's the New York primary, the rich delegate New York primary, the all-important New York primary. These are the phrases that have been going on. We saw that Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez did end up endorsing Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. 224 delegates up for grabs tonight. Let's see how everything plays out in New York. CNN projection at the top of the hour. Oh, wow. Bernie Sanders, the winner in a upset victory in New York primary. He will take most of their 224 delegates. Today, Bernie Sanders, the winner in New York, despite being down in the polls here. Bernie Sanders wins in New York. 1,102 for Bernie Sanders. I actually think those aren't updated yet, so we'll get back to that electoral map. But it's another Super Tuesday. This one is nicknamed Acela Tuesday. Where in the Northeast, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Rhode Island, and Connecticut are all voting today. 319 delegates on the line. We have a CNN projection right now. Connecticut, Bernie Sanders, the winner in Connecticut. In Rhode Island, Bernie Sanders wins in Rhode Island. In Pennsylvania, we can project that the former vice president, the former senator, will win in the state of Pennsylvania. He also wins in Delaware. Joe Biden wins in Delaware. And in Maryland, Joe Biden wins in Maryland. So let's take a look where we are, what we are right now. 892 for Kamala Harris, 1041 for Joe Biden. He is now the one in second place after a big victory in Pennsylvania. 1,352 delegates for Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. 70 delegates on the line tonight in Indiana. Let's see how the candidates perform. Bernie Sanders, the winner in the state of Indiana. 70 delegates on the line. Bernie Sanders, the winner in Indiana. Take a look at where the delegates are right now. 13524 for Sanders, 1041 for Biden, 892 for Kamala Harris. 6 delegates on the line tonight in Guam. We have a CNN projection right now. Guam goes to Joe Biden. You can see the map there. 24 delegates on the line tonight in West Virginia. We have a CNN projection right now. West Virginia goes to Bernie Sanders. You can see the delegate map there. 129 delegates are up for grabs tonight in another Super Tuesday. Oregon, Arkansas, Kentucky. We have some CNN projections right now. Oregon goes to Bernie Sanders. Kentucky goes to Bernie Sanders. And Arkansas goes to the former Vice President Joe Biden. Let's examine where we are right now. Kamala Harris is at 911. That's not great standing going into the final stretch of the Super Tuesdays. Bernie Sanders at 1,475. Former Vice President Joe Biden at 1,128. Sorry about that. So next up, of course, we have the United States Virgin Islands, followed by the New Mexico, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, New Jersey swing through, then Puerto Rico, and then Washington, D.C. So let's see how the candidates perform. Let's go. 6 delegates on the line tonight in the Virgin Islands. Virgin Islands caucuses goes to the former Vice President Joe Biden. Still, Kamala Harris stagnant. She really needs to get a move on here if she wants to keep pace with Sanders and Biden. 180 delegates on the line tonight. Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, New Mexico, and New Jersey. And speaking of New Jersey, the New Jersey primary, Joe Biden, the projected winner. But in New Mexico, Bernie Sanders will win in New Mexico. Montana, Bernie Sanders, the winner in Montana. North Dakota, Bernie Sanders wins in North Dakota. And in South Dakota, Bernie Sanders wins in South Dakota. Let's take a look at where we are right now. Bernie Sanders at 1,566 delegates. Former Vice President Joe Biden at 1,197 delegates. Kamala Harris at 937 delegates. Puerto Rico and Washington, D.C. are still yet to vote. Puerto Rico, 51 delegates on the line. Kamala Harris, the winner in Puerto Rico. And taking a look at the delegate map, 966 delegates for Kamala Harris, 1,577 for Bernie Sanders, 1,208 for Joe Biden. 17 delegates on the line tonight in D.C. Washington, D.C. votes for Kamala Harris for the Democratic nominee, but it won't help her all that much. 974 delegates for Harris, 1,214 for Joe Biden, and 1,580 for Bernie Sanders. Today is the first day, the first ballot of counting in the Democratic National Convention in Milwaukee. So look at this. We can now say that is, of course, the delegate map. There you see the delegates won so far. 974 for Harris, 1,580 for Bernie Sanders, 1,214 for Joe Biden. Of course, no candidate wins on the first ballot, so that means it will need to go to super delegates, and the super delegates have voted overwhelmingly for Kamala Harris by about a 4 to 2 to 1 for Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders. Kamala Harris still in third place, but she has caught up to the other two with those super delegates. But we have some major breaking news right now. Kamala Harris has fully endorsed Joe Biden for president, and that means that she has requested her delegates to move over towards Biden, and that means that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee for president. 2,811 delegates for Biden, 1,721 delegates for Bernie Sanders. That means that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee for president of the United States. And we'd now like to say that there is absolute outrage from Bernie Sanders supporters. This is because Sanders won more votes in the primaries and caucuses than any other candidate, and Biden won the nomination. Some have said that in public polling that they will vote for a third party in the general, hurting Joe Biden's chances of beating Donald Trump. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you please subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much for 300 subscribers. This is the 300 subscriber special. So thank you for everything. Cheers, fun election predictions.